Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1159, and today's topic is the healing of damaged heart. That is very interesting and innovative research, and lot of publications are coming in British medical journal as well as in American journal, and I have gone through the latest publications and I will be giving the references. But here let me make it clear. We are hearing two terms. One is called heart failure. One is called that is heart and other one is called heart attacks. So both conditions are dangerous and life-threatening. So let me tell you the meaning of heart failure. Heart failure means due to some sickness or some other heart injury, your heart muscles, they become slowly very weak, and in the long run they become non-functional and they are not able to pump the blood to your body. That is very simple explanation. It means your heart is failed or is failing to pump the blood, and when you will go to any cardiologist, he will say that if it is in very bad shape, then he will recommend to go for that is called heart transplant. You have to change because there is no any other option to regenerate the cardiac muscles or cardiac cells. The second condition is called heart attacks. Heart attacks means where your heart muscles they are not getting enough oxygen by supplying of the blood, and that's why they are not oxygenated. In that condition, the muscles cells, they die, and that happens only when you have some blockage, or we call it clotting or plaque in medical term, and then you will get fainted or you will become unconscious, and definitely there is chance that your heart may stop pumping. That condition of heart is called heart attack. And here, if you see the image of the heart, there are two type of conditions. One where arteries are supplying, that is left and right coronary arteries, they are supplying the blood to the upper surface of the muscles so that the muscles are activated after getting the energy. And the blood which is coming to the heart, this is very important to know to everybody, the medicinal chemistry. What heart we are receiving inside the ventricle, and it goes via valve opening and outside the body for circulation, is not going to supply any oxygen or any nutrient to our heart muscles. It is mainly supplied by whatever capillaries of the heart arteries are spread over the whole heart from the upper surface. That is very serious and very important. And all the plaques, in common language you can say blockage or clotting, happens to those capillaries. And minor arteries, we will say there are one blockage, two blockages, multiple blockages. Cardiologists will say like that. It means they are prohibiting, they are not allowing the blood to supply to your heart muscles, and in that case it becomes dangerous. Now in the latest research publications, they have mentioned a lot of interesting things. I cannot discuss the whole so many papers at a time, but in abstract form I am going to tell you what they mention in the paper, that whatever life you had up to teenage, maybe 13, 14, 17, is not much important. rather than what lifestyle you are leading today after the age of 40, 50, 70. That is the most important. And if still you have not corrected your bad habit means like smoking, chewing tobacco, drinking alcohol, taking lot of saturated fat, lot of suya, lot of Sikh kebab in Indian language, and those roasted material, they are degenerated. And now a lot of publications are there that I will be taking up later on when these proteins, they are heated, they are denatured, and they are nitrogenous compound. So that nitrogen, what it is released due to burning, it combines with other oxygen, and lot of some carcinogenic nitrates are produced, and they are very much harmful to our body. Also, they accumulate, and they are responsible of providing a platform for blockage. That is the thing. Now let us come to the formation of new cells. They have given, that's a very interesting word they have quoted, metabolic switch. They mention in the research paper that it is metabolic switch is responsible of creating or producing new cells, regeneration of new cells, because in our body, in other part, once any cell is dead, there is replacement of that cell by new cells, regeneration, and that's why regenerative medicine, medication, therapy is there. So that therapy they are trying here also, and they mention in the paper that malonate and succinate, they are type of esters. They are dicarboxylic acid, that is malonic acid or succinic acid. When they are converted into ester in the form of salt, they are playing very important role in metabolic switch. They act as a metabolic switch. And why once you have some blockage of I can see arteries which are supplying blood to your cardiac muscles, your heart, is that in that area once oxygen is not reaching, immediately these cells they start dying. And once this those cells which are damaged, immediately there will be production of free radical. That is called reactive oxygen. And free radical, reactive oxygen, is the main cause of not producing the new cells, because they have enough energy, cell energy. You know, all the cells in our body, trillions of cells, single cell is having its own information, its own living material, its own energy. For example, cell is getting energy from mitochondria, and that mitochondria, if it is, not converting adenosine diphosphate into adenosine triphosphate, your cells are going to die. So that energy powerhouse, we can say, is already stopped, disturbed because of this metabolic switch. And if this metabolic switch is corrected according to these research papers, then there is chance of multiplying the new cardiac cells. And in New York, America, since last few years this research is going on, and what they have published, I will write, what they got the heart of dead people, and they did the chemical analysis, biological analysis, and they found that those muscles are made up of cells, everything is made up of cell in our body. So those muscles are the bunches of billions of cells, and of course RNA is responsible of multiplying and creating different type of cells of different function, like lung cells, muscles, liver muscles, cardiac muscles, like that. And it is as per the direction of RNA, that is ribose nucleic acid messenger RNA, and of course metabolic switch on or off. And nowadays it is also coming in the news everywhere. They are talking our cells, they have biological clock. Why we die? Because when the biological clock is switched off, it's over. Our protoplasm is denatured immediately. Any protein is all protein chemistry, complex protein chemistry. Any protein in presence of heat, enzyme. Here, enzyme plays very important role in regeneration of the cardiac muscles. So, any protein, either in presence of acid, base, sunlight, or even enzyme, catalyst, once it is denatured, means it has lost its original natural form, its physical and chemical properties, it cannot be reversed. It is irreversible. It's a very simple example. If you boil the egg, if you want to bring it back to its original position by all modern technique, artificial intelligence, quantum, everything, no way. Maybe in future it will be possible, but with all technologies today, it is not possible to convert denatured protein into natural protein, except that regenerative cells are there where metabolic switch is on. So these, are the factors, and all these research publications, they are opening new doors for all researchers, and in future, if someone's heart is failed, means all the heart muscles, they became very, very weak, and the pumping of the heart, maybe 10-20% is just dying, it can be recovered by this metabolic switch. Once switch is on, means they will be generating the new cardiac cells, and it will be replacing the dead ones. But still, the biggest hindrance is the enzyme action, mitochondria, that is reactive oxygen in the form of oxidative stress. These are all hindrances which are not allowing to regenerate the cardiac muscles, but they are going to overtake by taking the action of some latest enzymes, and which will overtake all these hurdles. So here I am showing you the very clear picture of all the arteries which are supplying blood to your heart from outside upper surface, and that is right coronary artery and left coronary artery. They are the main arteries, and other are small capillaries and branches. If there is any blockage, any plaque formation in these branches, definitely you will get heart attack. Here I am showing very clear picture of blood going and coming inside, the pumping of the heart, and where blood is coming outside and going inside with the help of arteries and veins, and it has nothing to do to supply nutrient or oxygen to all the cardiac muscles, or we can call it heart muscles. So what I have written here, these are all the abstract, or I can say summary of this research publications recently, even up to 2023-22. I have given what type of latest work is done, the medicinal chemistry, about the heart failure, heart attack, and also how they have reached to that conclusion that the dead heart muscles or damaged heart muscles can be healed by regenerating the new cardiac cells, which was not possible some few years ago to understand this medicinal chemistry. So number one, it does not make much difference. These are all quotes from the research paper. It does not make much difference what you did as a teenage boy from 4 to 14 years of age. You will live and die by what you do today. Again, I am repeating. You will live and die by what you do today. That is from 40, 90 years, 100 years onward. So what you are doing, what is your today's lifestyle, by replacing bad habits, everything will be okay. And I am giving here my example. It happened in 90s, 92, 93. My throat was choking and my lung used to seize. I thought that maybe I am suffering or I am going to suffer from asthmatic condition, asthma. Then I went to India and I met one professor of ENT, ear, nose and throat, and of course a lung, that is pulmonary doctor also. But after checking, he said, better you check with the ENT professor. So I checked, and with their coordination and combination, he took my saliva, that ENT professor, he did himself the culture, and he reported that my lung is very much affected. It's losing its capacity of spongy nature to absorb the oxygen because of smoke, and I am very much allergic to tobacco smoke, even tobacco or minor dust and all these things. So he first advised me, if you want life, stop smoking or using any type of tobacco, nicotine material, and keep away from dust when it is dusty atmosphere. And he prescribed me the vaccine against allergy, that is histoglobulin. In India, vaccine is available, very powerful anti-allergic vaccine. Even I recommended that if there is chance, they should establish to produce histoglobulin vaccine in especially northern Nigeria, Borno state or Kano state, because here there is lot of harmattan, dust particles are flying with fly ash also, and many people are asthmatic and they are allergic, and it can be treated. And not only that, when I recovered fully, I used to bring lot of this vaccine for my staff members, those Indians and even Nigerians, those who were suffering from chronic or acute allergy. So I have given my example that after changing my lifestyle, replacing very bad habit to good habit, I am having normal life. In the same way, those who are having heart attack or cardiac failure, first thing is that it is emotional disorder. Anybody who is having heart attack, or if he is hearing that there is some slow heart failure, there will be depression. He will be depressed, and even his family members will be depressed. And they will be having emotional disorder, means my loved one is not going to live normal life and long life. This concept is totally wrong today. If you correct your lifestyle, your bad habit is replaced by good habits, you will be having healthy long life like anybody else. And that's why these researchers, they mention this line, that it doesn't matter up to teenage what you did, but it matters what you are doing today. If you are not going to replace your bad habit with good habit, bad habit means sleeping late in the night, going here and there, running, mental tension, your brain and mind is always tense. You are filling your brain with lot of negative thinking, irritating emotions, negative thinking. And at the same time, you are eating lot of suya, lot of, we can say, this synthetic material or some other foods which are very rich in saturated fat, lot of alcohol. So all these things, your body can tolerate up to teenage. After that, if you still continue, you are at high risk. This is what research publication has mentioned, that you live and die by what you do today. Number two, at this age, your lifestyle plays very important role, that I have already told you now. Number two, and research publications in the New England Journal of Medicine, I have gone through their research paper, shows that damaged hearts can heal. They have mentioned this. And that I have already discussed, that how they have mentioned that damaged hearts can heal because of, that is, metabolic switch, and that is possible. And this means that people who have heart attacks, that is myocarditis, if there is any ITIS, means inflammation. So if there is any such type of disorder in your heart and you are getting heart failure or heart attack, and other heart muscle injury or damage to their heart, should immediately change their lifestyle. First thing is, go to 80% vegetable, fruit, whole grain, vegetable, and whole grain means without refining. All these things you should eat. Stop red meat, chicken, any type of meat, even dairy product, and also sugar. These are all providing acidic medium. Your alkaline medium will be neutralized. So they are all very harmful to those people who are having some heart condition, damaged hearts. The first place, and look forward a long healthy life. Once you change your lifestyle, please don't be depressed. According to research paper, you are going to lead normal long life. Number 3, the old theory was that the heart gets all its oxygen and nutrition from blood carried to the heart muscles. Heart muscles by arteries on the outside surface of the heart. The blood that is pumped inside the heart provides almost no oxygen. This is the latest theory. What oxygen and nutrient your heart is getting? Only by the arteries, that is coronary and left and right, in the form of capillaries. They are supplying from upper surface of your heart. I have shown the image. That is going to supply the nutrient and oxygen. The blood which is coming and going to your heart is not going to supply oxygen and nutrient to your heart. This is very important to note for every cardiologist. There should not be any element of confusion about the oxygen supply to the heart. And oxygen supply to the heart, not to whole part of the body, that is your blood circulation, is your very important function, and that is keeping you alive. Oxygen and arteries outside the face and the heart. The blood that is pumped inside the heart provides almost no oxygen and no nutrients to the heart. When an artery on the outside of the heart is blocked, means there is some blockage, means clot formation, plaque we call it in a very specific term. The heart muscle supplied by the heart. The heart muscle supplied by the artery suffers from the lack of oxygen and dies permanently. If in case those arteries which are supplying the blood, supplying blood means supplying oxygen and nutrient to your muscle cells, so that mitochondria is the powerhouse, is active and producing enough adenosine triphosphate, then there is no problem. Otherwise, you will get heart attack. So that is because of the blockage and plaque formation in the upper surface of the heart arteries. So here now, number 4. Recently, researchers at the New York Medical College in Walla analyzed the hearts of the people who had died from heart attacks. They did the analysis of the dead heart, I call it, and they found that the non-functional dead heart muscle was loaded with branded new cells. They started producing new cells after all the muscles were dead, showing that after the heart muscle died, the heart tried to replace the dead cells with new cells. That is the latest finding about the regenerative condition of cells. Number 5, Robert Whistler, University of Chicago, USA, showed first time that arteriocleritic plaques, means blockage of the arteries, plaques could dissolve from inside arteries when rabbits were put on low-fat diet and drugs to lower the cholesterol. That I have already discussed at length. By changing your food habit, lifestyle, all these things, keeping away from lot of heavy foods, you can manage as per advice by cardiologist. That is lower the cholesterol. Again, Antonio Beltrami of the New York Medical College shows that heart muscle killed by heart attack can be reproduced, regenerate, that is called regenerate itself by producing new cells. Again, he has done the latest research publication is there. Number 6, researchers reported that malonate and the inhibition of succinate dehydrogenase is a type of enzyme. In general, in the young heart, malonate led to increase in succinate levels 2 weeks after heart attack. So this chemical substance is ester of malonic acid, and that is succinic acid. I have discussed this in the beginning, suggesting that it actually promotes metabolic switch, that is producing the metabolic switch, this malonate and succinate in regeneration state to produce the new cells. Important to go for, nowadays there is therapy that is called malonate treatment or malonate therapy, that is published in 2023, just this year. So thank you very much for watching the lecture.